Hey, welcome to Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. We've got a little bit of a different wine here to talk about today. It's a wine that normally is a little bit out of our, we usually do under $20, and actually I bought it under $20, but you typically can find it closer to $25. It is the Markham Napa Valley Sauvignon Blanc 2022. The Markham property has a long history in Napa Valley. It was originally a winery in the 1800s, and like the mid 1800s. And Bruce Markham purchased the property in 1973, I believe, and released his first wine in 77, if I'm not mistaken. And they quickly became an elite Merlot producer. If you're looking for Napa Valley Merlot, they're not a bad choice. I'm gonna take a sip. The winemaker's been with the company since 1993 and has been the head winemaker since 2001. She's head of the team, and it's in both the production and the vineyard team is dominated by women and led by women, which is they're kind of proud of that in the Napa Valley. They were the first one to kind of break the glass ceiling there. Nowadays, women in wine is kind of common, but they were doing it before it was common. And they have a wine team dominated by female professionals. Not that I ever can tell the difference between a male or a female wine. That's not really the point, I guess. So this is a really nice wine. It turns out high-end Napa grapes do make a difference. This wine does not taste like the Loire Valley in France. It does not taste like New Zealand. There is a calmness to it, a subtleness to it. It's smooth, it's sleek. It's let me take a sip and we can maybe get a little more in detail. Got length. I always tell this story. We're talking to French winemakers from Burgundy. If you tell them the wine's got great acidity and excellent length, they're so happy because that's what they're looking for. Well, this wine's got excellent acidity and great length. The flavors are maybe some melon, maybe some tropical fruit muted. Nothing jumps out. Nothing's grassy. You got Anjou pear, not ripe, juicy pears, more of the drier pears. Apple, lemon. Interesting spice. It stays with you, stays with your palate. It's got good acidity. I sometimes like that kind of acidity that makes you want to take another sip, but I actually think that is a little bit too much acidity. A well-made wine probably shouldn't do it, but it's awful fun when it does happen. Where you're just sipping it because the acidity is it's like lemonade on a hot day. This is not this. This is more elegant than that. And it's not because it's Napa Valley that I think it's elegant. It's just because it has that sleekness, that length that you don't always get. Value price wines are usually really tasty, but you don't always get some of the extras on that. You don't always get the great length. You get good acidity, but you don't get the next level acidity. You don't get, and it's not because they got to make a wine for a price. And if you got to make a decision, go for flavor. I always say. We're gonna take another sip of this. And why did I find it for $10 off? And it was a one-day flash sale at one of our hipper local, actually they're fairly large wine shops. And there's been problems with wine all over the world. And there's been bargains here and bargains there and moving wine that haven't been moving and good wines aren't moving. It's not just the dogs aren't going, everything has been. So keep an eye out watch your stores. There's going to be like flash sales where you go in there and all of a sudden you see crazy wines. I just read something about Costco, and not all Costco's have it, but like a storied winery that usually sells for 30 or 40 bucks was selling their wine in Costco for $10. And it wasn't advertised, but it happens. But keep an eye out. This is a Markham Vineyards, Napa Valley, and it's one of their estates, but it's the other wine, and I can't remember the name of the vineyard, because this one's the Little Cannon, the other one's the Carpenter Vineyard, but that's a estate vineyard for somebody else. So you're getting a state where they control everything. You're getting a winemaker who's been doing this for 25 years and knows the grapes inside and out, and knows every conceivable wine or weather. Was it hot? Was it cold? Was it partly hot, partly cold? It's all those things, and you're getting it in your glass, which is what good wine is all about. I'm gonna take another sip and I'll close this one up. If you're looking for, or maybe not looking for, but you really like Sauvignon Blanc, and maybe you're interested in what's the next step? Well, the Markham Napa Valley Sauvignon Blanc 2022 is a good entry to that next step. It is quality Sauvignon Blanc, well made. Even at the original price, I've seen it on the internet as low as $18. I've got, something like $14. $4 is, a good price from that, but it's usually over $10 off. This is the next step. Give it a try. So adios, keep it cheap. Domain Dave for cheapwinefighter.com. I've got 2 other wines from the same sale, so we're going to be talking about a little bit more expensive wines going cheaper, and some good thoughts on what to buy. So adios, keep it cheap. I'll be talking to you in a day or two. Bye-bye.